Hello everyone. So in last lecture we have studied about block diagram reduction where we were using some rules to solve our system block diagram and to get the transfer function. And as we know, it is very cumbersome to do this kind of exercise, right? And you know that it might be very little messy and you might forget what is to move, and so on. So is there any simpler representation? The answer is provided by signal flow graph. And this is an alternative way or one to represent the block diagram of physical system, which I write the set of physical equation. I interconnect them and they then have an equivalent block diagram representation. Okay, so for complicated system, block diagram reduction is time consuming and tedious. Okay, so signal flow graph is a simple representation of relationship between signals between the system variables. Okay, and I don't really need to do any reduction. I just need to memorize a small formula. We will not drive that formula, but we just try to use that formula, and formula is developed by Mason, and therefore it is called as Mason gain formula. So how does the signal flow graph look like? So I start with block diagram, right? So I could also start directly from the system equation. I can even skip the block diagram part of it. I just start with system equation, which are essentially linear equation. Okay, if I do it in Laplace domain, write the equation in Laplace domain, and of course, as said earlier, all our analysis for the Laplace based things be based on linear system, and this is also a linear system, and we will also do a bit of this during the state space analysis. Okay, which could be towards the end of the course, but for a moment we will just concentrate on first 3 points here. Okay, signal flow can be obtained by block diagram. Another signal flow can also obtained by system equation directly, and last is equation must be in algebraic form. Okay, so what are the components? So I have a node which represent the variable which is equal to the sum of incoming thing at the node. As so, this you can also relate to circuit, right? If I have a node and then if I want to compute the current, you just take the sum of all the elements which enter into that, and then outgoing signals. So in addition to that, well, the outgoing signals do not affect the variable at the node. For example, if signal here, if I have something coming here, right, A, another is B. Okay, so well, what is going out will not affect, right? So we will just depend on what is incoming of the signal. The outgoing signal do not affect the variable at the node. And this would, if I take as incoming as C, so my outgoing will be A plus B plus C. Okay, so this is, we will also see in from some kind of KVL kind of stuff, right? A branch, well, the signal travels along a branch from one node to another. So if this is a node, and well, this signal travels here, and this is node N2, and this guy will be called as branch, and each branch could possibly have a gain, right? If I talk in terms of circuit element, there will be some element sitting over here, right? Some gain, let's call this gain as K. And then if there will be some element. If signal is passing from here to here, the branch gets multiplied by its gain. It is not very surprised to see. Okay, so the signal passing through a branch get multiplied by its gain. So if I come back to my original feedback configuration, so I have an input signal u, I have an output signal y, and this is my transfer function g h, and I know how to drive this transfer function by now. Okay, so what could be the node here? Well, I can say something starts from here okay, I will just draw it. So I can say something starts from here. This is my node with just as one branch going out of here. So this we could denote as 1. Okay, and over here we can denote it as E, error signal. So E has U incoming from here and something from here, right? It is having something from here, something from here, and in this case it is YH, depending if the sign is positive or negative. Okay, so I add another node. So I can go from here till here. I can this is node B. I can go directly also. I will just clear it once. So I can go from here till here. I have H, okay, and I have -1, so I can directly write it -H also. Okay. So I could also keep this process and just call this entire branch directly as -H. Okay, so E to this node Y, I have a gain G. Okay, so I am having 4 nodes over here, U, E, Y and B. Even I can use direct also, then 3 nodes will be there. Okay, and then of course these are my straightforward commutations, right? So what is happening at B? At B, Y into H. Y is the signal which is coming and it is multiplied with the gain of the branch. What we said, the signal passing through a branch get multiplied by its gain. So that's why our signal at B is HY. Okay. Similarly, at Y, signal E, error E is coming and it will multiply with G. So I am having GE. Okay. Then at E, I know that U is coming and something from feedback is coming. So E is 1 into U minus B. So it is U minus B. So you can write as U minus HY also. Okay. And then put the value of Y as U minus GE H, and when you will solve it you will get this formula. Okay. So this is how signal flow works. So now we will see some basic terminology. What is input node? So the input node is one which has only one outgoing branch. For example, U is my input node. It just has outgoing branch. Now next is your output node. So the output node is one which has only incoming branch, and if this condition is not met, then we just draw an additional branch. Once again, an addition. So output node is the one which has only incoming branch. If this condition is not met, then we just draw an additional branch, okay, with unit gain. So here I really don't satisfy this definition directly. The node with only incoming branch, then this condition is not met. Okay, what do? I just take this guy and put a gain of 1 and put an arrow here, and this will still be y, but it will be my output node. Okay, now this will satisfy my definition because it has branch which are just incoming into it. So I think no other branch here satisfy that criteria. You could also may pull out something from here, right? And this is, nobody stops you from doing this. Also, this is also could call as output node. Okay, so the path, the definition is not surprising. It is just that traversal of the connection between branches in the direction of branch such that no node is traversed more than once. Here a path would simply be, if I want to go from U to Y, just go from U, then E to Y, and then Y to Y. Okay, this is not allowed. I can't go from U to E, E to Y like this, and again I can go like this, U to E, U to Y, then come back, then again go. No, that's not correct. Okay, so here path would simply, if I want to go from U to E, E to Y, and Y to Y, this is not allowed, the comeback thing. Okay, so what we be careful about is I should not go same node twice. Okay, next is my forward path. Well, path from input node to output node, and then a loop is forward path. I will just erase the pen. Forward path is path from input node to my output node. So this is my forward path. Then loop, another thing is my loop. Then loop is path which originate and terminates at same node. If I am starting at E, I will travel and again I will come back to E. Okay, so loop is path which originate and terminate at same node. So this is the forward path. Loop starts from E, and again ends at E. Okay. The non-touching loops could be loops which have no common nodes. So in the previous example there is no non-touching loop, and then the path gain would be just product of branch gain encountered in traversing the path or even a loop. So for example, I will just clear it once. Okay. So for path gain, if I traverse from U till Y, the gain is 1 times G times 1. Okay, so it will just be G. Why? Because 1 multiplied by G multiplied 1 is G itself. But if traverse around this path or along this path, the gain would be G into H into minus 1. So it will be minus GH. Okay.